Welcome to Subramani. I'm going to talk about one of my favorite topics, that is risk. There are various things about risk which you should know. One is the ability to take risk, right? You need to have the ability to take risk. If you're 26-year-old but you're supporting a big family, you're supporting your parents, you're supporting your siblings, you're supporting a grandparent who's staying with you, then the ability to take risk goes down. It does not matter what is your age. You're 70 years of age, you're a very, very rich industrialist, you're a Ratan Tata or a Nazim Premji. The ability to risk, ability to take risk was always there. Again, age does not matter. So amount of wealth you have, amount of the age at which you are, whether your spouse is earning, whether you're going to inherit something from your parents, whether you can live with your parents for the rest of your life and not have to work at all, and the kind of job that you're doing. If you're a professor at IIT and you have to work 3 hours a week, you have other time to earn money, you get an index pension, or are you an equity trader, right? Or are you a cryptocurrency player, right? Depending on all this is your risk taking ability. So one is ability to take risk. Second is the need to take risk. Suppose you are retired, suppose you are 80 years of age, your expenses are say 5 lakhs per annum, and you have say 5 crores or 6 crores in the bank. Even the savings bank account return is enough for you to meet your day-to-day needs, right? So the need to take risk is vanished, completely vanished. So the ability to take risk, need to take risk, and third is the willingness to take risk. So an 80-year-old man may not want to take risk, saying I don't need to take risk, that's a different thing. Or a 30-year-old may be very scared because his father or uncle or neighbor or somebody was wiped out in one of the earlier scams, or they lost money. So they may be unwilling to take risk. So the amount of risk you can take is only when the need to take risk, the ability to take risk, and the willingness to take risk all match, right? All three are different things, all three need to match. Now you also have to understand how to manage them, because unfortunately in a capitalistic society we have started to look at money as a scorecard than as a commodity. Now every big author or everybody has said this, Taleb has also said this, that if you work hard and you create a decent portfolio, you can have a good life. There is no need. Mahatma Gandhi said there is enough for every man's need, there is not enough for every man's greed, right? So somewhere where we cross the line is because of our ability or inability, I would think, to think that that how this money was earned. You went to school, you went to college, or you learnt a skill, you were a good cricketer, you're a good film star, something, you earned money, you invested that money, and that money grew to a certain extent that it is sufficient for you. So whether you really grew it through real estate, through equity, through just keeping bank deposits, because when you earn very well, simple indexing will work, right? So you don't need to do anything more. If you're a Virat Kohli or a Sachin Tendulkar or a film star Anushka Sharma or anybody, you earn so much in your main work that you don't really need to worry too hard about what you do with your money. I'm not joking, I'm very serious about it. So if an Anushka Sharma or a Virat Kohli or any of these people just index their portfolio, keep their money in the index, keep their money in an ultra short bond fund, maybe a combination of 3-4 fund houses, and that's it. They don't need to do anything. Of course they will do something, they will do some experiment, they will make a film. That film might flop. Virat Kohli might tomorrow buy a team thinking he can handle it. That is business risk that I'm not talking about. That of course they will do, they need to do, they can have fun doing it, they have the skill to do it. That's not what I'm talking about. But do they need to invest in cryptocurrencies? Do they need to invest in some Brazilian commodity fund? Do they need to do any of those risks? The answer is no. The need to take risk is not there at all. Ability to take risk is there. Maybe the willingness to take risk is also there, but the understanding to take risk may not be there. So they need not take risk. They can put their money in an index fund. Also at some stage after you have reached, like I said, if an 80-year-old with 5 crores in the bank or 10 crores in the bank with 5 lakhs per annum requirement, he need not take risk. Now I'm coming to a case where I heard of a person who's about 58, 59 years of age, stays in a nice house costing about 3.5, 4 crores, and who did some trading and did margin based trading so badly that his whole portfolio is wiped out, and he had given personal guarantees obviously to the broker. Now he has to sell his house and pay for it. Assuming that he does not have children, I have no clue who will pay for it. Assuming he has children, he's put such a huge burden, because those children would have assumed that they'll get some part of the portfolio, that they have a house to live in a nice location in Bombay. Suddenly everything is wiped out, gone, kaput. Now he has to shift to a rented house, perhaps paid for by his children or by siblings or somebody, and everybody is going to look at him. Anybody who is going to help him is going to say, "Idiot, why did you take such a risk?" Now that is the question which I'm addressing. Why do you need to take risk when the need to take risk is already over? Like this 80-year-old man with 10 crores going and doing a 10 crore deal in one particular, I mean, he gives 10 crore to a builder to get a big house, or he puts 10 crore in an F&O transaction, or he buys 10 crores worth of Yes Bank shares at 300 rupees, something like this, and completely gets wiped out. Does it make sense at all? Does it make sense at the age of 58 to do all that simply because you know that nobody is going to hire you, and for you to earn that kind of money again is impossible because you're running out of time? Why would you take such a risk, right? So be careful about the risk that you're taking. See all these things. Do you have the need to take risk? Do you have the ability to take risk? Do you have the desire to take risk, right? All these things have to match. Only then you should take a risk. I mean, if you draw a Venn diagram, there should be one diagram, one here, and at the intersection, which will be a very small portion. That is the only risk-taking need that you have. That is the only risk-taking ability that you have. Why would you take risk? I think it is Buffett who said that. Why would you risk what you have to get what you do not need? If you have a house, you have a portfolio, you have a dividend income which is feeding you, or interest income which is feeding you, or rental income which is feeding you, your life is already done. You're 58 years of age, maybe you live another 42 years, God bless him. I'm not saying no, but the question is, do you need that extra money? You already have 5 crores, 7 crores, you have a 4 crore house. What more do you need? So you want to still play the game, there is no problem, right? You want to do F&O, you want to do crypto, do all that, but do that with 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs. Not with the full 5 crore, not with giving personal guarantee, not putting your house at stake, because you've given your wife and children a particular standard of living. You owe it to them. It's not that you owe them exactly the same thing, but you owe it to them that you will not shift them from a good locality to a bad locality, from an ownership house to a rented house where you do not know next month will you have enough income to pay the rent. You don't want to shift a whole family to uncertainty. Yourself also you're subjecting to such cruelty at this age. Makes no sense. So see whether you have the need to take risk, the ability to take risk, willingness to take risk, and then you take risk. I take risk today. I mean, I would be a buyer today. Maybe if the market falls further, there are shares which I've identified where I'm getting a good dividend yield, which I may be actually turning out to be a buyer at 52,000 of the Sensex, right? And I know that the market can go down to maybe 48,000 on the Sensex. So what? To me, it does not matter, right? So check your ability, check your need, check your willingness. I have done such videos in the past, but when I hear something morbid like somebody wiping themselves out and wiping out their family for doing something so stupid, then you feel like doing one more and just reminding people, risk is not just about getting better return. Investment is not just about getting better return. Investment is just about managing risk. Let me repeat this. If you manage your risk, returns will follow. If you keep chasing returns, risk will kill you. Like what happened to this 58-year-old guy. This is not an age when you can afford to be wiped out. You just don't have enough time to earn that money back, right? Neither the money nor the capital nor the time, right? So how are you going to, what are you going to do? You're going to live on the alms given by others. Is it worth it? Thank you.